So welcome students. So in this question, given that f of x is equal to sine inverse of x minus 3 by root of 9 minus x square, you are asked to find the domain of this function. So obviously this function is made up of two simple functions, right? One is sine inverse, the other is square root, and square root is there in the denominator. So now what are the conditions which ensure that this function is defined? So x minus 3 has to be in between minus 1 and plus 1, right? Because whatever the domain of sine inverse is minus 1 to plus 1. So x minus 3 should be in between minus 1 and plus 1. That is, if I add 3 on both sides, 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. So this is one condition. For the numerator to be defined, x has to be in between 2 and 4. For the denominator to be defined, so 9 minus x square should be greater than 0. I'm not saying greater than or equal to because 9 minus x square is there in the denominator. So the denominator cannot be equal to 0. And the expression inside the square root has to be positive. So 9 minus x square is greater than 0. This implies x square is less than 9. This implies x belongs to minus 3 comma plus 3. So for the denominator to be defined, x should be in between minus 3 and plus 3. So now for both of them to be defined, my x should be in the intersection of these two. This has to happen and this has to happen. So now if you draw the real number line, one answer is 2 to 4. My x has to belong to 2 to 4, close 2 to 4. Now the second interval is x has to belong to minus 3 to plus 3. So 3 lies somewhere in between. So minus 3 lies on this side. So the interval is open minus 3 to plus 3. Now what is a common interval of these two intervals? So obviously you can see that x should belong to close 2 comma open 3, right? So 2 is there, it starts from 2 and it goes till 3, but 3 is there in this bottom interval, but 3 is not there in the top interval. Hence the intersection is close 2 to open 3. So close 2 to open 3, option B is the right answer to this question. Thank you.